Man, I've got some insane news to tell you guys. We're talking one of the craziest Yeezy colorways I think I have ever seen, and also the Kobe Mambacitas are dropping today. If you're new here, we do this every single week. We talk about sneaker leaks, rumors, upcoming drops, and everything you need to know about to stay in the loop in the sneaker world. But like always, we gotta do a release recap. Now, strangely, this week there's really not much to talk about. The only pair that dropped that I can think of, at least that's notable, is the Billie Eilish Air Force One. These things dropped and they just sat. They did not sell out, which is pretty strange to me. I thought that people might be more into the strap ones than I guess the 15s, but apparently not. I mean, they're pretty much the exact same color. I actually did get a pair in. I thought they were going to be a lot more limited, but apparently nobody wants them. Let me know if you managed to get a pair, and let me know if there's any other sneaker drops that you went for. But let's get into the sneaker news. All right, let's talk about this one right here, because we spoke about this last week, the Bad Bunny Forum, the brand new light baby blue colorway, which I'm super excited about. So pretty much the only update that we have is the fact that these dropped already in Puerto Rico. So now we have official images, whereas I believe last week we only had a grainy in-hand image. Yeah, like I said, these dropped out in Puerto Rico, which basically indicates that these are going to have a global or wider release very soon. And of course, I'll keep you guys up to date on a release date once we get one. All right, let's talk about these Kobe's that dropped today. So currently I'm filming this on Saturday, so I don't exactly know how the release went down. I think these things are going to be so limited anyway, hardly anybody's going to be able to get their hands on it. So let me just explain the release real quick. Let me just summarize it. So these are dropping on May the 1st, which would have been Gigi's birthday. So I think that's a really cool thing for them to do. Like I said, there's two different ways that they're going to drop. First one is through Sneakers Pass, and it's only going to give access to people who are in the Los Angeles area. And then the other way that it's going to drop is through exclusive access on the Nike Sneakers app. Now, what they said was that it's going to try and prioritize people who are fans of Kobe. Maybe they bought Kobe sneakers in the past. I'm not too sure how it's going to kind of pick people, or if it's actually going to pick people the right way. We'll just have to wait and see, or I guess you guys would have already seen, because again, it's already dropped at the point you're going to be watching this video. It just seems pretty confusing, but if it does go well and it goes to how they're trying to plan it, I think that's a perfect way to do it. I mean, in an ideal world, they'd make so many pairs that anybody who wanted a pair could get one, but obviously that never happens when it comes to sneakers. Do you believe that retailers will get this pair of shoes? I mean, I guess originally these were supposed to go out to retailers. This article says that Shoe Palace has confirmed that it's going to have it, and then the original leaks of this sneaker came from a UK retailer, Foot Patrol. So I don't know whether since then they've kind of pulled some pairs and they're just going to release it in the US. I'm not too sure, but as of right now, this is the only way it's going to release. Maybe later down the line there's some more pairs out there, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. All right, we've got some very interesting closer looks at a pair of sneakers which I kind of forgot about, to be honest, and that is the Supreme Nike Air Zoom Flight 95. So originally we saw this blue colorway, and I did say that we're probably going to see a couple other colorways as well. Usually that ends up happening with Supreme collaborations. So the new ones that we've seen is pictured here with this black colorway, and then in the background that kind of tan or hemp colorway. Now what's really interesting, and something why I kind of forgot about this sneaker, is recently we started seeing some rumors of a Drake collaboration or a Nocta collaboration on the Zoom Flight 95, which is pretty interesting, kind of seeing maybe a little bit more collaboration hype going towards this specific model. I definitely don't mind the black one, looks pretty cool for sure. And then the one that Drake was wearing, I think also looks pretty cool. Now we don't have a release date for any of these. It is just interesting to take a look at. All right, crazy Yeezy colorways. Let's talk about it, guys, because this one blew my freaking mind when I saw it. Take a look at this here. This is a Yeezy 700 V1, and it seems like whatever they did last year, they're putting it up 10x, and they're going crazy with the colorways. So there's a few things that stood out to me on this pair of sneakers. First off, obviously the red. It's not very often that we see red Yeezys. Obviously we had the Vermilion Foam Runners, which was a pretty big change up. Everyone was pretty excited about that. But on a 700, it just looks wild. Not to mention the fact that they added some black, some gray, some silver, some teal, some orange. This shoe just goes crazy. Now, another thing that I thought was pretty interesting was the fact that they added infinity looped lacing onto this pair of sneakers, which is something we haven't seen currently on a Yeezy 700 V1. I don't like it. I don't think that this shoe suits the infinity lacing. It just kind of takes this retro runner vibe into this weird futuristic look with the kind of no tie laces. I don't know. I mean, either way, it's super easy to get off. You just cut it, swap it out for a regular pair. Now, we do have a release date. It is June 17th. Now, I will say, again, cross your fingers, there's no delays or anything like that, but as of right now, June 17th, so hopefully it does come through on that date. Right, we've got a little update on a pair of Nike Air Max 1s, which kind of confused me. So take a look at this here, and I believe the original leaks and rumors of this was that it was going to be a 420 sneaker. However, now we're finding out that it's going to be dropping in May, and that it's actually called Treeline, or in brackets, Skunk. So I believe there definitely is some kind of 420 inspirations behind this. I'm not too sure, but all I know is that it's dropping on May the 7th, and it's actually already loaded up on different retailers like Size here in the UK. If you wanted to enter some of those raffles, they are available. New Jordan 1s. How we feeling on Jordan 1s, guys? How about Jordan 1 lows? That slightly interests you a little bit more? Well, how about this upcoming colorway? This right here apparently is called the Stage Haze, which I think is pretty weird because we've already got the Stage Haze highs, so I don't know why they're calling it the same thing, or if that's just a kind of mix-up on this webpage. But either way, this is what it's going to look like. Very, very similar to the bubblegum ones, except there's no patent leather, and it's just, I guess, a weird new cracked leather mixed with some nappy suede. We do have a release date, which is June the 17th, and I think, hey, I mean, it's a Jordan 1 low. It looks pretty fresh for summertime, I'm not gonna lie. We've got some actual in-hand images of the upcoming Jordan 4 black canvas, not blank, black. So this is something we did take a look at last week. They were very grainy images. You could hardly, in fact, it was just a rendered image. These remind you of anything? Anything super expensive and limited? They remind me of the Carhartt Eminem 4s. So take a look at this on StockX. I mean, let's just have a little peep at what these are going for in terms of, yeah, that's insane. Okay, that's even just the last sale. Let's view some of these sales. Yo, we're talking 10, this is crazy, 20K for the Eminem Carhartt 4s, and they're dropping a colorway that almost looks identical. I mean, obviously you don't have the Eminem tab on the back, you don't have the shiny metallic eye stays, but I mean, hey, as some kind of, you know, budget version, I think that's definitely a solid option. If you're after this, again, the release date is still set at August the 27th, so we've got quite a ways away, but I would imagine, you know, it's worth the wait. Who knows? I mean, that's kind of towards, I guess, the end-ish of summer, so maybe it's a new fall-winter sneaker that you're going to be rocking, but yeah, let me know what you think of the canvas variants of the Jordan 4. Do you prefer leather? Or is canvas a vibe? I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. New Yeezy alert that looks very similar to a previous colorway of another Yeezy. What can we expect? And that is this one right here. So this is the 350 compact, and this is the Slate carbon colorway. These are not the greatest pictures ever, but as you can see, it's like they almost went for like an all black Oreo look and then just kind of threw some blue in there to kind of make it look a little bit more like the Slate blue. So it was like almost a really solid colorway, but just not quite. I don't mind this colorway by any means, but I'm just saying that I would have preferred a darker, almost blacked out version. I think would look cool on this silhouette. If you haven't tried out the 350 compact, I do recommend it. It's such a comfortable silhouette. I wouldn't say it's the best looking Yeezy 350, but if you're comfort over everything, this one definitely has it. Now, in terms of release, is apparently next month on the 28th. So I believe next month, you know, Yeezy brand is gonna, you know, come back into the game. They like to kind of, you know, pump out the stock on a certain month and then just disappear. We got to talk about Bad Bunny one more time because he was wearing a brand new colorway of the Response CL. Definitely a silhouette that's not as hyped as the Forum, but here it is. It's him wearing this pair, which is black and blue. So I would say that this one is not as nice of a colorway as the original. I don't mind it. Both of them seem pretty solid, but I did kind of like that original colorway, and I did really want to get it in hand, but I did take an L. I don't think we have a release date on this, just sometime this year, but hey, Bad Bunny and Adidas are still putting out some bangers. Listen, guys, you know me. You know I love my crazy sneakers. When we get into, you know, the whole Nike situation where they start pushing the industry forward with some absolutely mind-blowing designs, well, guess what? They're back at it again, and this one is maybe one of the most mind-blowing. It looks insane. So take a look at this, and at first you may just be like, what is this kind of burlap sack looking ancient? It looks weird as hell. Well, this is a sneaker that apparently you can take apart. Now, I'm not entirely sure why you would necessarily want to, but Nike is saying that it's to help with, I guess, the recyclability of the pair of sneakers, which I guess would make sense. So this is part of the ISPA or the ISPA lineup. So essentially you're getting like a knit kind of sock piece, and then you cover or you insert the midsole into the pair of shoes, and this is what you're walking on. So I think it's, I mean, damn, that knit is going to get very dirty and potentially worn down. Like if you're walking on gravel or something, that's going to tear pretty easily if you're walking on it all the time. I don't know the ins and outs of how this material is made and how durable it is, but it doesn't look like it's gonna last you very long. This second one that they're going to be dropping is a little bit more up my street because it seems a little bit crazier. This is the ISPA Link Axis. Now look at this shot. I mean, it's the same kind of concept of like this sock upper. However, the midsole unit just looks a little bit crazier, more bubbly and more futuristic. This is it put together, and as you can see, it's just such an interesting design concept. It looks like you're literally walking on a balloon. You know those stress balls that are kind of like, it's almost like a balloon with liquid inside, and it's inside a little bag. I'll put up an image, but when you squeeze it, all of the balloon kind of comes popping through those holes. Have you ever seen that? I don't know, am I just making this up? Either way, that's what this really reminds me of. It's apparently going to be dropping in 2023, so definitely a very long wait for this. The next one we're going to talk about is New Balance and Joe Freshgoods. So we finally have some more images, some better images. The actual full sneaker, as you can see here, looking wavy as hell. Look at that midsole just kind of waving around. So this is obviously the New Balance 9060, and they're calling it Inside Voice. So long as we didn't have an idea of when this was going to release, however, we now know that it's dropping in May, and this is from Joe Freshgoods himself. Now, we don't have a specific release date, but May time, I think, is good enough for me. You know, I'm sure we'll hear a lot more information closer to the time, but this is definitely going to be a very highly anticipated drop. I think that it's going to be damn near impossible to get. Right, a sneaker release that I didn't think we were ever going to see a release of. We may actually see one. So this right here is the Off-White Air Force One, and we did take a look at, I believe, a leaked image a while back, but now we're getting some more information that these potentially could drop quite soon, actually. This is expected to release at Brooklyn Museum's Figure of Speech exposition. These are going to be dropping in July, apparently. According to this article, July is the release date. They are going to be damn near impossible to get your hands on. They are going to resell for maybe even one of the most expensive out of all of them. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how, you know, the market, the off-white market is at the moment. Either way, it's good to know that we are still getting a bunch of off-white stuff. Another green shoe, which you might just be able to get your hands on, hopefully, and that is the Salehe Bembury Crocs. So we've got some more information. These are dropping next month. So we've seen them kind of leaked and rumored for a while now. This is the crocodile colorway. There's the Stratus. That's apparently releasing also in May. That's an all-over white one. Is there another one? Yeah, this purple one is also going to be dropping in May. 3 more colorways for the Crocs collaboration with Salehe Bembury. I'm definitely going to try and get a pair. I mean, they were just so freaking hard to get last time that I just didn't pick up a pair from that, but apparently people love them, so I definitely want to try them out. And I think the white one is my favorite. Maybe the purple, but yeah, mainly the white one. All right, I've got potentially one of the weirdest and just strange Yeezys that I've seen again. So take a look at this. Well, first of all, it's the MNVN, as we know, as we love. It's the Phosphor colorway, as we know and as we've seen before. However, the midsole is now white, which I guess is a change up that maybe we needed. I don't know, they finally changed something about the MNVM, which is good. However, it's also going to feature no laces, so it's just going to be a slip-on pair of shoes. This picture right here, I believe, is rendered, and I don't think we've ever seen a pair of these in hand. And I don't know how it's going to look, whether they're going to keep the tongue, maybe sew the tongue down, or what, but I feel like this is so strange for them to do this to the MNVN. I mean, hey, I said that I wanted a change up on the MNVN. I don't know if I quite meant this, but hey, it's something different. I wish they did a different color. For anybody who has the Phosphor colorway, this is kind of like a weird midpoint. It's like, yeah, it's different, but it's also, you know, lime green. This is going to come out this summer. It's called the Laceless MNVN. It's still going to be called the Phosphor colorway, and they're saying June the 13th, which seems pretty kind of, you know, dead on. I don't know whether that's actually going to take place, but as of right now, that's what it's saying. And like I said, this is the only image we have of this pair of shoes. Right, I'm gonna ramble off literally a bunch of Nike dunks that you guys are going to be getting out in the US. I believe some are going to drop here in the UK. I'm not entirely sure, but from what I understand is most of these have already dropped here in the UK. So this is mainly for you guys on the Nike Sneakers app over the next week, I think. So let me just quickly go through. First of all, the Fossil Rose Nike Dunk. Great colorway. I think that this is a solid pair of dunks. Those are dropping on May the 4th. We've then got a restock of the Pandas. This is the Next Nature version. That's also going to be on May the 5th. This crazy Safari colorway is going to be dropping on May the 5th. The Court Purple is going to be dropping on May the 5th. The pink prime is going to be dropping on May the 5th. The scrap version with this like avocado looking colorway, this is going to be dropping on May the 10th. And then finally the cider colorway, another solid one, this is going to be dropping on May the 10th as well. Oh wait, we got one more. University Red Next Nature is going to be dropping on May the 12th. Okay, we got a couple more. The Team Red is going to be dropping on May the 12th. Do we got any more? Okay, that's it. Yeah, so bunch of Nike dunks that are going to be dropping in May for you guys out in the US. You got all of the dates. Let's keep it moving to our final story, which is insane. So listen, earlier last year we had the Trophy Room Jordan 1 drop. Okay, I'm not even gonna build this up. Listen, we've got more drama with those freaking trophy rooms. This is really interesting, but it's also a little bit depressing at the same time, because you kind of feel a little bit defeated when you, I guess, learn more about this whole topic. So Marcus Jordan is getting thrown with more allegations on the whole backdooring thing. Remember, he just denied it all the time. Well, there's been some research done which is very solid by Sneaker Fetish, and he has posted a bunch of kind of evidence to, I guess, the whole situation, just if we needed any more confirmation of this taking place. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but essentially he came out with screenshots of messages that were from a specific reseller. Kind of goes over like Benjamin Kicks bought pairs, and he got about 3,000 to 7,000 pairs, and he said that they all paid about $1,500 per pair, which is crazy. So I'm just kind of bullet pointing this. If you want to read a little bit more into it, definitely, you know, I will link this down in the description for you guys to go and follow along. Now, another reply to Sneaker Fetish was this guy here, King Wally 91. He said, here's proof of when Marcus backdoored to my plug. The fourth van you were talking about, well, now you see how packed it was. Approximately 250 to 300 pairs, and this person apparently personally bought 25 pairs. So here are the images. We'll take a look at the Twitter account. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. They're everywhere, and they're going through, what is this, like a hotel lobby or something? And yeah, the whole van is just decked out with a bunch of them. This is crazy. Now, the interesting thing about this article is it actually highlights the fact that Marcus Jordan responded. Marcus Jordan said, y'all so annoying with this shit. This is all cap. Y'all MFs too laughable at this point. Go watch a documentary for the conspiracies on. Stay on that side. Complex even says that multiple sources told them last year that his store sold significant amounts of the Trophy Room Air Jordan 1 for about $1,000 a pair. So it seems to be, you know, like everybody's kind of corroborating the same story, and the only one who's categorically denying all of this is Marcus Jordan. I mean, a lot of the resellers seem to be a lot more confident with this stuff. Obviously, I guess Marcus has a lot more to lose, but the resellers seem to just be flexing with a bunch of pictures and just like, yeah, I got the pairs, I got the pairs. Yeah, either way, that is the final story for today. Let me know what you think of the current state of backdooring and just the resale game in general, because to me, it seems pretty deflating, if I'm honest. Either way, guys, that's pretty much all the stories I have for you today. If you want to stay up to date with me during the week, be sure to go and follow me over on Instagram at Elliot Page Sneakers. Of course, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course, subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then.